Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Evans A. Darilus podcast. I am your host, Evans A. Darilus, and I'm here to communicate with y'all, to talk to y'all, to vibe with y'all. We're going to have a conversation. Well, let's talk. You know, it's going to be random. It's going to be random things that come to my mind as we speak because I had a topic in mind, but when I went out to help, we went to help a friend on his podcast, so he could get his Halloween stuff out. So we pushed our stuff to the back burner, you know, and to help out a friend in need uh, with his show. Kudos to you. Um, so what I really wanted to talk about is like there was a lot of wars, and I'm gonna lightly touch on the Israelite and Palestinian war. Yeah, this is my 2 cents in it. I don't like what's going on. There's kids are dying. How are we gonna kill? How we kill in the future? If we kill in the future, who's going to be our future? The children are our future, you know? So what are we going to do? What are we supposed to do when they're killing the children? So I wanted to get into a quote by Will Smith, just the two of us. Uh he did that song for his son Trey, you know? It was a homage to his son, letting him know that it's just the two of them, no matter what. You have children and you go through a divorce or you go through a separation, what have you. You know, not only do you suffer in the breakup of the relationship, the children suffer, and other parties involved who are close to you, y'all, close to the two of you guys. You know, everybody suffers, even children, because I know all too well the suffering and the pain that comes from a breakup, a a situation, in life circumstances. You know, life throws us curveballs, and we just gotta keep on swinging, keep on swinging. Try to get out the ad to the through the trials and tribulations. You know, we gotta go through it. We gotta go through it. We gotta muster. We gotta have faith of a mustard seed, y'all. Faith of a mustard seed. All right. So I want to say this quote from just the two of us. This is a line from There's a couple lines from Will Smith. Throughout life, people will make you mad, disrespect you, and treat you bad. Let God deal with the things they do, because hate in your heart will consume you too. Right? So pretty much Will Smith was saying, like, it's self-explanatory, ladies and gentlemen. In this life, people are gonna make us mad. People are gonna disrespect us, and like we don't take it lightly. We just react quick to anger because it's our defense mechanism to protect ourselves from being disrespected and ridiculed. We often let anger cloud our judgment, but we must not let anger cloud our judgment. It's easier said than done. I had a quote that I said, "Don't let anger cloud your judgment." For me, I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress. No one in God's earth is a working. No one on God's earth can ever say that they're perfect. And if you're perfect, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to God, or you must be God Himself if you think you're perfect. Because no one is. We are all work in progresses. We all have flaws. We all come with baggage. We all come with pain. We all come with emotions, happy times, happiness, sadness, all balled up in emotions. We have different emotions that we go through every single day that we must figure out. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to figure out. Am I angry today? Am I sad today? What's going on with me? What am I dealing with? What's making me be this way? You know, we question ourselves. You know. So anyway, if you guys, let me stop this for a second. If you guys want to be on the podcast, you want to get interviewed on my podcast, you know, send me a DM or email me at darilusevans@gmail.com. DARILUSYVENS@gmail.com. If you have something to talk about, a serious topic, if you want to just be able to have a discussion, and you want to spark each other's brains, you want to pick each other's brains and on topics and stuff like that. Be sure to um, be sure to follow my social medias at Darilus on TikTok, um, Black Poet on Instagram. But I'm thinking about making a Instagram for the podcast, so that'll be coming soon. I also want you guys to know that we are now officially on iHeartRadio. We are on Google Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. So we are doing it little by little, day by day. We are taking it. We are making strides, ladies and gentlemen, with this podcast. And I thank each and every one of you guys for loving, loving your loving support. You know, for those who were telling me, Evans, put out a podcast. You have a lot to say. Um, Keep doing it, keep trying. And the whole time I was like trying to find a voice, and I was like overthinking. I'm an overthinker, so for me it's been very tough to try to come up with a particular topic to come and conversate about. So this episode is pretty much like let's talk. So it's gonna be off topic. It's gonna be everything. It's gonna be a jumble of everything. So I just want to let y'all know. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys. And yes, we will be having a poetry corner tonight, but we will try to drop words, or we will try to do something. Um, but I'm very glad that you guys are here with me. I'm very excited, very excited, very excited. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, so much is going on with the war in Palestine. It's hard to keep up with, and it's hard to see the images. Images, it's very it's very hard, very hard, very difficult for me to even talk about. To see the children dying, you know, Whitney Houston once sang, "I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them be the way. Show them all the beauty that they possess inside." If we're killing the children, you know, I'm not saying us. I don't mean us like all of us, but I'm saying like as a broad in general statement. If we're killing the future, who is gonna be left when we're gone to lead the new generation into the future? Ooh, I almost lost my computer. Ooh, I almost lost my computer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. It's like very difficult, very hard to to come and talk about children dying. Adults are dying too. Don't get me wrong. Adults are also dying. There's war amongst nations, war amongst each other, war amongst ourselves. What are we doing? Like in the words of Marvin Gaye, what's going on? Brother, there are too many of us dying. Marvin Gaye was singing, singing the truth. For years, we've been dying, people have been dying, you know. And I also put a poem that I said to myself, am I gonna die for nothing? Or am I gonna die for a worthy cause? Because some people don't have a voice. Some people don't have a way to express themselves. Some people are so consumed with hate that it it is in their very existence. There are people I'm angry at, but I'm learning not to hate them. I'm learning to forgive, but don't forget. Because there's some people who saw you in a situation, instead of being like, hey, let's talk. They're adding fuel to the fire to break your home, break your well being, to break your situation, to break your relationship. But you also must take accountability for yourself in your relationship. Because, and like I said, no one's perfect. So you must also take accountability for your part in the break up of your relationships. There's friendships and there's enemies. And Louis XIV said something. He said, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. So Louis XIV, he wanted to see what all his enemies were doing. So he built a palace and to put his enemies around him so he could keep an eye out on the people who were plotting against him, the people who were um, trying to kill him or trying to wish harm upon him, try to do stuff like that. You know, the people who let hatred consume their heart. Hmm. And everything is even goes back to biblical, like the basic instruction before leaving Earth. That's what the Bible is. It's our basic instruction before leaving Earth, ladies and gentlemen. You know, there is a quote there, like this is times like the Bible has spoke about this plenty of times, where that so much has gone down, so much has been going on, so much. It's like this is like the end of times, but it's not yet. But things are happening. War amongst country. The Bible predicted that. We are seeing it firsthand. For those non-believers and those who don't see it, it's happening. All this stuff is happening around us. We are too blind to see it, y'all. We must get better. We must open our eyes like this. We must open our eyes wide, wide. There's so much travesty. And I want to go into a biblical quote, if you guys don't mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay. So we're gonna go. If you want to turn your pages with me, we're gonna church for a little bit. We're gonna go to church for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. You know, believers, non-believers, just listen to us for a second, okay? This is very quintessential. You must listen. I'm not, well, just listen to what is said in this passage and see what you take away from it. Okay? Matthew 24, verse 6 and 7. It says, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still yet to come." Okay? And now we're going into verse 7. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Throughout the history of our lives, we have always been at war. We have been at war with other countries. We have been at war with ourselves. There's so much going on, so many convoluted things happening, so many things, so many struggles, so many trials, so many painful things. But we must continue out in our mission, in our mission to become better human beings. Because this war in Palestine, yes, there's been a lot of bloodshed. Yes, there's been kids and adults dying. But it must come to an end. At some point, it shall pass. It's hurtful to see. It is painful to see the future, the children dying, adults dying, old people dying because of hatred, because of because of different ideologies, because of because of hatred consuming people to want to harm those around us. Why must people, or why do people feel that it is in their power that they must hurt people? Why must people find a way to make others suffer? Because they are suffering inside, because they are broken. We are all broken people. We all have stuff that we are trying to fix within ourselves. There's pieces of us missing. There are things about us that we do not like to see when we look in the mirror. We got to fix internally what is wrong with us. We could look beautiful on the outside, but if we're not doing our inner workings, what are we doing? And how can we love one another? How can we embrace one another if we're always in constant battle with one another? And how can we love ourselves if we're in constant battle with ourselves? What must we do? Who do we talk to when we feel that there is despair? We are discouraged. Why do the shadows come? And there's a song in the Bible. a song that says, Jesus is our potion. A constant friend is he. His eye is on the sparrow. And I know he watches me. We go through life with so much pain, heartache, drama, traumas, baby mama drama, baby father drama, baby daddy drama, brothers drama, sister drama, 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 drama. We are work in progresses. I am trying to do the inner workings on myself. That's why like this for me, this podcast thing is therapeutic. I know I've said it in another podcast, but it is very really is therapeutic, you know? If you have emotions, you angry, you're sad, you got something that you can't discover, or you can't figure out why you're this way, or why you being coming this way, or why you acting this way. Make sure that you read read a book, pick up something, learn to communicate, because everything in due time will come to be. If it's meant to be, it will be. Baby, just let it be. That's a song from a line. I'm not sure who sang it, but that person really, really was good. The author and the singer of that song. You know, we just got to figure out how can we stop the spread of hate. We should join in one nation, like it says in the Constitution, one nation under God. But are we always going to be equal? Hmm? Are we going to be equal? I don't know. Are we going through space, face trials and tribulations? I'm pretty sure we are. But we must continue to fight the good fight. We must continue to become better versions of ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to stop letting hate consume us. We have to ignore some things for our mental well being. But at the same time, we must face it head on. Sometimes we could leave it for another day, and other times you have no choice. When your back is against the corner, you got to face it head on. You know, whether you're mad at someone, give them allow them time to cool down, allow them time to cool off, because not everybody can talk in the moment. Not everybody can communicate in the moment of their anger. Some people need to blow off steam or walk away, take a walk. And I'm speaking from myself in personal experiences. When I am angry, I rather just walk away for that moment, so I can so I can clear my mind and get a moment of clarity, so I can free myself from this burden of anger and frustration and hate that is trying to invade my body. I'm not perfect. No one's walking God's earth is perfect. But remember, we can continue to work on ourselves, work on our inner workings. And I hope that in Palestine, the people who had caused the war, that they can see the damage that they have caused, and stop. Because we need to come together as one nation. Or we become part of the United Nations, where we communicate all different languages, all tribes, all different accounts, all walks of life, all different people. We must try to do this, ladies and gentlemen. We must try. So that was part of the talk, but I feel like we could get into depth with this in another episode because it's already heavy-handed. So we got to do what we got to do. I'm just gonna leave you with my final thought, and then we're gonna go into poetry corner. My final thought is: even in the face of adversity, even in the struggle, even in our fights, we must come together and we must find a resolution, because that is the only way that we work towards progress, work towards peace. And not only do we have to work on our peace with others, we must work with the inner peace of ourselves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into this part of the podcast of the Evans A. Darilus podcast. Poetry Corner coming right up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Okay? Poetry Corner. You know how it is. So this is what we're gonna do. Since we were talking about hate and in the consumption of hate in this conversation, we're gonna do Poetry Corner. Welcome to Poetry Corner, ladies and gentlemen. Hate, anticipation. What is there to realize when they hate you? They turn against you, leave you in the dark, and they throw things at you. Wasted potential. Anger clouded in my judgment. I might go get some jail time. But wait a minute before you think about it. Ponder. Don't let that anger cloud your judgment and wonder what could have been if I listened to my inner thoughts. There's so many things that are traveling. Hatred. We need to stop that. We need to erase that. We need to tackle it. Hatred. It's always going to be part of our system. Hatred. Always going to overlook what is right and wrong. But they don't want to continue with this hatred. There's hate and love in their ears. Your haters are your biggest critics and secretly your best supporters. I wonder who is going to support when we get this hatred run into our mind. It's like poison. I need to get this vile poison ejected from my body. I sit there and cleanse my heart and close my eyes and pray to God. Show me the direction. This is perfection. I need detection. I need a way to show that my hate doesn't evolve and I can squash the hate, squash the beef, squash the anger, because hate always leads to a dangerous end. Don't go around saying you're my friend when you're my enemy, secretly plotting against me. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Louis the 14th. I haven't felt this nice since I was 14. Looking to the walls in the mirror, seeing the hatred. Can you look at yourself and wonder why the hatred still exists? Let's come to a conclusion. Let's become united. And divided we fall when we let hatred come and paint our walls. Hatred's in our heart, hatred's in our soul. Let it wash out with the blood of God. Sit here and I wonder, hatred, hatred, can you go away? Can you go away? Because I don't need hatred in my life. Hatred, go away and stay where you are. Hatred, stay where you are. Because I want to welcome in peace. Open up my heart and soul and see that I am not as old and cold. See the hatred knocking at my soul. I need to cleanse myself, purify myself, letting the hate get too close. So I do not want the hate. Closing my eyes and wish for the moment where peace exists and I can say, peace at last. Peace at last. I'm running through your mind with peace at last. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Poetry Corner. This is the Yvens A. Darilus podcast. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we are on iHeartRadio now. We are on Spotify now. We are on YouTube. We are in multiple streaming platforms coming soon. I'm still working on a few kinks, but we're going to get there, ladies and gentlemen. Check us out on iHeartRadio, on Spotify, on YouTube, Apple Music, um, Google. We're on Google Podcasts now. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for this video. And check out the other videos that I also have that I be having on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to catch us out on a streaming platform near you. This is Yvens A. Darilus. Salute.